I'm Melissa, standing on this grand stage, holding the crystal trophy for the National Teacher of the Year. I'm surrounded by thunderous applause and smiling faces. But my mind drifts back to a French restaurant where my family sat, completely oblivious to what was happening here. My family has always been focused on my sister, Lily. She's a high-flying lawyer in a prestigious firm. Meanwhile, I've dedicated my life to teaching at Elmwood Middle School. For years, I felt like the forgotten daughter. It all started a few weeks ago. I was cleaning the classroom after a long day when I received a call from Mom. Melissa, Lily won a huge corporate case. We're having a celebration dinner this weekend. Your dad is over the moon. Before I could share my own news, the call ended abruptly. On my desk was an unopened envelope from the Department of Education. It was an invitation to be a finalist for the National Teacher of the Year award. I was one of only 4 in the country. The ceremony would be in Washington, D.C., broadcast live on national TV, and the Secretary of Education would present the award. I carried that invitation with me everywhere, hoping this time my family would finally see my worth. After much hesitation, I sent a message in our family group chat, attaching the official invitation. I waited and waited. By midnight, they'd read the message, but there was no response. The next morning, Dad's message came through. Just a teacher's award. Not worth the trip to Washington. Lily said she had important work and added a smiley face. Mom simply liked Lily's message. It felt like a knife in my heart, but I was used to it. I typed back, "That's fine." 2 days before the trip, Mom called to invite me to a family dinner to celebrate Lily's new partnership at the firm. When I arrived, the table was set with the finest china. Dad raised a glass to Lily. "Partner at 34, I'm so proud." Then he turned to me. "Still teaching those middle schoolers? That little ceremony of yours is just a formality, right?" Lily smirked and asked about my salary. "I make around $55,000 a year," I said. She laughed. "That's less than my monthly bonus." They all looked at me with pity, as if I'd made a terrible life choice. But then I dropped a bombshell. Actually, the Department of Education covers all my travel expenses, and I'm flying first class. The table fell silent. They had no idea what they were dealing with. On the day of the ceremony, I flew to Washington in style. At the hotel, I met the other finalists and learned that my grandmother, Mrs. Harris, was the guest of honor. She'd been a well-respected principal for 40 years. She took me aside and said, "6 years ago, I wanted to nominate you, but you weren't ready. I've been collecting evidence of your amazing work all these years." Meanwhile, Lily was having lunch with some colleagues. One of them mentioned my award, and Lily dismissed it as a teacher appreciation thing. What she didn't know was that one of the women at the table was a former education journalist. At the ceremony, when my name was called, I stepped into the spotlight. Before the results were announced, a former student, Jake, took the stage. He told the audience how I'd helped him when he was on the verge of dropping out. I'd bought him school supplies, tutored him after school, and believed in him when no one else did. Then, the Secretary of Education announced, "The National Teacher of the Year is Melissa from City." The room erupted in cheers. As I stood on the stage, I looked out at the audience and saw Grandma beaming with pride. Back in the French restaurant, my dad was scrolling through his phone when he saw a CNN notification. Local teacher wins prestigious national award. When he saw the photo of me on stage, his face went white. Lily's wine glass tipped over, and the red wine spilled on the tablecloth. The phone calls started pouring in. Friends and neighbors were asking why they weren't at the ceremony. Lily tried to save face on social media, but the truth came out. Her lunch comments were exposed, and it caused a huge stir. After the ceremony, Grandma came to my hotel room. She asked if I wanted to talk to my family. I shook my head. "Not tonight," she said. "I arranged this to honor you, not to punish them. Their reaction is their own doing." A week later, the fallout continued. Dad was mocked at his golf club, Mom was questioned at her book club, and Lily was removed from an important case at work. 2 weeks after the ceremony, I went to a family dinner. I told them I was done trying to earn their approval. I said I'd set boundaries. I'd only be part of the family when I was treated with respect. Dad tried to argue, but I stood my ground. 6 months later, I'm living in a new two-bedroom apartment. The award money helped me make a down payment. I'm still teaching, and I have speaking engagements at national education conferences. My family still calls, but I answer when I feel like it. I've found my own peace and purpose. I've learned that my worth isn't determined by my family's approval. I'll hold on to those who believe in me and live my life authentically on my own terms.